So today was the day that I guess I could say not broke, that's not the right word. I guess today was the day that I just couldn't watch anymore. I think since the Palestinian genocide started, I think that the hard part about it is I'm an American. There's subtleties and nuances and conflicts and cultures that I don't understand. There's geopolitics that go beyond me. There's financial situations that involve money with dollars I could never understand. There is the nuances of religion and faith, and there's so much that goes into it that, it's hard to, as an American, someone who hasn't lived there and seen it firsthand, to be like, oh, okay, I understand it. I think while that's true, that's also such a clever thing that people can hide behind, because I don't need to be in China and to be a Uyghur to understand about that situation. I lived in Myanmar during the coup and the collapse of their democracy, so I don't need to know all the subtleties there to know that this isn't right. I think about how I'm from Northern California, so everyone I know, was so vocal. They're all so vocal. They're like, oh, if I was alive during Hitler, I would have spoken up to the Nazis. I would have spoken up. If I was alive during slavery, I totally would have spoken up. I would have said something because I'm so vocal. And everyone is super vocal when it comes to the right issue at the right time for the right press, but they're super quiet when it's the wrong issue at the wrong time, when you're not quite supposed to say anything. I feel, for myself, I feel like I don't want to be a hypocrite and say that I spend every day worrying about the people of Palestine, and I don't want to be a hypocrite and say that I haven't lived my life and gone on and ate steaks and made love and had fun and enjoyed my life while I know this is going on. I feel much like in 9/11, we're supposed to remember. And it seems like we're supposed to remember certain things, and society and the media really wants us to forget or ignore other things, and they give us a pass. Because anyone who says anything about the conflict in Palestine is anti-Semitic. That's what we get. Or for some reason we have to continually talk about the kidnappings, the terrorist attack that Hamas committed, and that's going to justify whatever happens afterwards. No matter what, that one attack is going to justify 30,000 people being killed. Children, folks. Adults, adult men as well, women. But when you have numbers like 13,000 children, 17,000 adults, when you have these type of numbers, at what point do you say, hey, I'm not going to be quiet about it, and I can't do anything, but I'm going to try to do something. I'm going to post about it. I'm going to support. I'm going to say this isn't right. I'm going to have my voice heard that it's not okay to bomb this many people over an isolated incident by a terrorist group, by a single terrorist group that doesn't even live in the country. They live in Dubai. The heads of Hamas live in Dubai in opulence and wealth. It's not a conspiracy theory, and it doesn't make you a virtue signaler to say, hey, we shouldn't be clear-cutting and carpet bombing a region. It makes me sad because it's so easy to be labeled as a conspiracy theorist or as an idiot and be mocked for the basic level of humanity that we ask for LGBT plus groups. We scream that from the fucking mountains every chance we get, and change our profile pictures to rainbow flags. And anytime we even hear about anything that could be slightly homophobic or transphobic, we're the first people, all my people in the North Bay, all my Californians, the first ones to change your flag and rah, 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 and get on the street. And good for you. It's good that you believe in that. If you hear that there's a wage gap between women of 10 cents, you're online, you're upset, you'll march on it, you're going to strip topless and walk down the street, you'll do a slut walk when a woman's assaulted, you will, you screamed from the mountains for COVID, you screamed for people to wear a mask to save lives, not because you cared about yourself, but because other people's lives mattered so much that you would scream from the mountain to take the jab, or else you're a bad person. You would call people psychopaths. That's who you are. But then during this situation, you're super quiet, just across the board. All of my vocal feminists, LGBT rights activists, Black Lives Matter activists, all of my anti-war people, you're just so quiet. And it's so strange because I'm supposed to be the sociopath because I didn't want to take the jab. Or I'm the homophobe or the transphobe. I don't get it. I don't get the names callings because I don't like othering people. And I get that everyone has their own life right now, and I'm rambling because I'm tired. I was going to watch a 60 minutes documentary about what's going on in Palestine, and then I just couldn't. I just literally could. I was full. I was like, man, I just can't do anymore. I can't take in anymore. Because it's not helping my mentality. And I think about how tired I am of watching it. Then I think about how tired the people there are of being bombed and clear-cut. I'm sorry that I can't stop America from doing what they do. I'm sorry that there's not enough Americans with backbones or spines, or they're so fucking distracted by Trump or Biden or whatever fucking Kardashian Taylor Swift bullshit we're being fed right now. I'm sorry that we can't all just stop for a day and just be like, hey guys, universally not fucking right. We're not going to pay taxes. Stop sending bombs over there. Knock this fucking shit off. I am sorry that we are so, as a nation, fucked and distracted that we need the news to tell us when we're supposed to be outraged and when we're supposed to speak up. I am saddened because one day it's going to be myself or another group of people that's going to be under persecution, and the very same people who are so woke and progressive and intelligent are going to find a woke and progressive and intelligent reason to ignore it until it finally becomes them. It is strange living through these times because we're living through parts of history that we've already studied before, and the response from everyone was universally, we won't be quiet. We're going to speak up with our voices. And we have a voice. It's social fucking media. And universally, we have chosen to ignore this and pretend it doesn't happen. And again, I'm just some fucking American guy who travels around. I don't understand the subtle intricacies of it. I know that you cannot justify this much death and destruction and use the straw man of the events of that concert and the hostage taking. You can't use that. And I'm going to say it because I'm one of those people. It stinks of 9/11 and it stinks of a false flag. Not supposed to say that. But it stinks of 9/11 and it stinks of a false flag. Smells to me like they had a plan all along. They wanted to invade, bomb, and get that oil strip and clear these people out, or get the oil access and clear these people out. And they needed a reason to do it, so they manufactured the reason. They went in and did it, and we just consented. And I'm sorry. And I'm not sorry I feel that way. And I'm not sorry that people think I'm anti-Semitic. And I'm not sorry to my Jewish friends who are sad right now, because your sadness means you're still alive to feel sad. Compared to the 30,000 plus that are never going to feel anything ever again. And in a few years' time, when this genocide is finished, these people will be destroyed, their land taken and scattered to the wind. And then they'll just be refugees, and we'll mock them for that. And there'll be a whole thing about these horrible refugees invading Europe will be the next news piece. And knowing that and being aware of the level of manipulation that we're going to experience is truly frustrating. And there's nothing we can do about it. Excuse me. So I'm going to make a video and put it out into the world. And I don't know who's going to make 10 minutes of me whinging. It's wrong. And I think that we should be able to speak up about that, and we all should. An injustice anywhere is an injustice everywhere, right? As long as they look like you. and they're in the same financial bracket and have the same religion. Hopefully, if their women are attractive, right? My name's Jay Taylor. I'm sorry, Palestine. I'm sorry, Palestinian people. It's not funny. I'm sorry. I think I'll end this by saying that God is watching us for this one. Yeah, I think God's watching us for this one. I don't know if anybody's getting into heaven.